Okay, welcome to Transit Talk, Human Design Transits, real talk in real time. I'm Kathy.
And I'm Jess. We meet up about every 6 days to explore the current human design transits and how they're actually showing up in our lives. And we'd love for you to join us.
We're talking energy in the moment, what we're feeling, what we're noticing, and sometimes what we're wearing, and what the transits are stirring up inside us and all around us.
So whether you're joining us live or listening later, we're glad you're here.
Let's get into it. Oh my goodness. So I certainly chose the correct visual. Do you see my pushing the large boulder uphill? This is the energy of gate 38, which I feel like has been the entire theme of 2025 in this number 9 year of letting things go, this year of the snake, of shedding what we've outgrown, this energy of struggle, right? It's been a hard, I don't know about you, Jess. I mean, I do know about you. I think you'll agree. Safe to say. I think that was wrong for me to say. I don't know about you. But this has been a year that I think Gate 38 really symbolizes. And this has been, Gate 38 is the energy that I am here representing. The sun moved into Gate 38 yesterday at 5:53 p.m. Eastern Time. And within an hour, I feel like my whole life just was like, right? Like, and really, this energy is not about fighting, but it sure felt like it. And that's what I feel like 2025 has been about. Like, what's worth the struggle? Where do we want to put our energy? What forces, detrimental forces, are we going to fight against? And where are we just fighting just to fight, right? So I didn't have the energy to come up with any creative costume because I've been busy pushing this huge ass boulder up a hill for the last year. Actually, I feel like it's been a lot longer, and I'm sure we'll get into more of that. But how are you representing Gate 39?
So today I am doing gate 39, which is our earth, our grounding. And I started to play with this energy and I was like, provocation, because I loved what you did last time. So last time you did Elvis, which was so, so good. And I was like, okay, what is my own like individual form of, so gate 39 is also very individual. I was like, what does this look like for me? And I was like, obviously a bow, right? And I was like, what is very provoking, right? And I started to ask ChatGPT, I was like, what are like the most provoking things in life? And it was really interesting. What it said was love. And I was like, okay, I see that. Failure and rejection. So, which is also really interesting because my word going into 2026 is no. And I was like, well, this is so perfect. So really feeling that energy of that provocation, which is, coming from that root pressure, coming to that emotional awareness, that abundance, the 55. And I think this is something a lot of us, if not most or all of us, struggle with at some point, is rejection. What does that mean to us? How does it feel for us, especially when we're doing something new? And so the other part of my outfit today is a really cute apron. So for anybody that knows me, I am not a cook. I don't like cooking. I don't enjoy cooking. I like baking. I can bake. But I struggle with cooking. And part of that is the rejection that if the food, my mom is a phenomenal cook. Like, I mean, spends days just creating these beautiful masterpieces, sets the table. And so her food's always been amazing. And there's always been this part of me that, that rejection of playing with food and making something, especially with the kids, it's exhausting sometimes to make that food. And then they're like, oh, I don't like this, that rejection piece. And so I decided to wear this cute little apron that my mom bought me to encourage me and go, make it fun. Like, how can you cook and do something that it's just like, you know, um, in a way that feels good for you?
It's very Minnie Mouse. It's
It's
giving
very
me
Minnie
very
Mouse.
Minnie Mouse vibes,
Yeah.
right? So I was not expecting the cooking correlation. I was expecting some sort of Disney correlation,
I'm sure it's there too. You know
right?
what? And the Disney princesses can be provoking as well, you know?
Yeah, there
Storyline.
is a lot of there's a lot of things of like, okay, we could look at that princess energy in ways that we want to reject because they feel patriarchal or whatever, but there's also ways that we can look at the thing. And I think that's really true of the majority of things in life, right? We can reject things that provoke us and kind of throw the baby out with the bathwater because we throw everything out. And so gate 38, going back to that, is this energy of what gives meaning to our life so much that we're willing to fight for it. And we're being grounded in this energy of gate 39 that provokes us to really see that and to see where we're maybe not living true to that purpose.
Yes.
And I've spoke before about how gate 38 and the whole channel of struggle is a theme in my family.
Mhm.
And I have gate 38 as my south node, right? Yeah. Yeah. Conscious south node, just a little brain fog here.
Where is it?
Conscious south node in line 3.
Mhm.
And my daughter has it as her um, life purpose, her earth in the design side, right? So Jean Keys calls it her life purpose, and she has that in line 4. And she has the full channel of struggle, the 28 also. My husband has the 28 defined. So my husband and I have the electromagnetic of the channel of struggle, and our daughter has the full channel. And last night that all came to a huge, not very fun head in my household without getting into too many personal details. It was really this moment where I had almost an out of body experience in it all, watching those energies play out and um, really seeing where I have this whole year of 2025, my word has been simplify in 2025. And I have felt so many things that have kind of, I don't want to say gone away completely, but really faded into the background this year for me. Not in a way, not necessarily things I chose even, but everything was about me really helping me to get clarity in what is the struggle for me that's worth fighting for, right? And yeah, so that's been a really interesting dynamic to watch. And so as I was preparing for this transit also, it was such a balm to listen to these energies and realize, okay, this is my daughter's life purpose, to find meaning and this pressure to find purpose, right? This like incredible pressure as a young person, as a young manifester woman with an undefined identity center, with two hanging gates of, she's got the 7 and the 31, not the
Mhm.
7 and the 31. She's got the 7 and the 13. And so, those are collective directional gates.
Here, let me share the screen real quick, just so I know sometimes without a visual, it's a little hard
Yeah,
to.
to have a visual of a chart. Yeah, that's the transit right now. So, and we're in this time, like the nodes shifted while you and I had our little hiatus for, well, 3 weeks, 3 transits for us, 2 weeks for transit talk in general. But, you were in Germany for
Mhm.
one of those weeks, so that was fun. But we had that shift into the 3740
Mhm.
nodes. So we're in this time of really looking at our tribal agreements. And this is the last time that we will look at those tribal agreements through the nodes in the cross of planning, which, two of the gates of the cross of planning are the 3740. And then we shift in February of 2027 into the cross of the sleeping phoenix, which is so highly individual. So we're really being asked to look at our tribal agreements.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
are they serving us? Are they working? Are
Mhm.
they honoring us as individuals? Because we're moving into an age of individualism. And that's not always an easy thing to look at, right?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing is that awareness right now and asking those hard questions, especially with this activation we have in the notes right
Oh,
now.
you got really quiet. I don't know if it happened just in my, oh, you're gone. I can't hear you at all now.
Oh, you can't hear me.
Oh,
Oh,
wait, now I can hear you again.
you
Okay.
can hear me. Now, can you hear me now?
Now I hear you much better, but you got really quiet.
Interesting. Okay. So the channel of community, and with that, looking at that dynamic that we have, the gate of friendship and also aloneness, where there's this place of like coming back to yourself,
Mhm.
right? And finding what it is for you and then coming back out, as well as that friendship. And then what is the keynote for this one? It's something like a part trying to find the whole or the part trying to be with the whole. And so feeling that dynamic as well, where there's like honoring you, but also there's almost like this piece of like calling towards this wholeness. In our nodes, in that activation right now. And what you were speaking to before as well is right now the activation we have the 38 and the 39, they're both down here on the root. And the root and the head, those are our pressure centers. So feeling that pressure, feeling that energy right there, with that 38, that fighter energy, moving towards the 28, which, as you said, was the channel of struggle. And this is moving towards the splenic center, which is more that intuition. It's the wellness, it's your health. And then on the other side, we have that 39, that obstruction, provocation that's moving towards the 55. And this is more about that spirit of abundance with the 55. Um, and that's about those emotions and that mutative energy, and both of them again being individual, which with that is coming that deafness. Those are part of the gates of deafness, where it is again, it's something that you're here to bring and not be influenced by people around you. So if you're feeling that energy of, maybe people aren't understanding and you have this fight in you, and you're like, I have this thing, and they're like, why are you pushing this boulder up a hill? And you're like, because this is my thing, because this is so important to me that it's worth the fight. And that's part of this closing energy that we're in right now. So in human design, goodbye to 2025. In human design, we're starting to close out the mandala. And
Yeah.
we're I can't remember if it's January 21st or
It's
22nd,
the,
somewhere
it's
there.
the evening of the 21st this year. Yeah.
The 21st. So that's
Mhm.
when we change into the human design new year, and that's following the energies around us, right? And so finding out like, yes, it's hard. It's uncomfortable. I love the example of, it's hard to be unhealthy, but it's also hard to go to the gym and work out. Choose your hard, right? It's hard either way. It's hard to be in a relationship with someone and work through it, and it's hard to be single. Like, choose your heart. What is the thing that's worth fighting for? Is this your thing? And knowing that it's really individual, because sometimes we look at other people and go, what would you do? What's
Yeah.
correct for you? But it's not what's correct for them, it's what's correct for you within yourself, right?
Yeah. And I will also add that sometimes people look at you and they say, oh, I wouldn't do that. And they then get mad at you for not doing what they would do.
Yeah. Yeah.
They think that they get to choose the way to do it. And that's the beautiful thing about human design is it teaches us that we all have our own inner authority, including the person who is saying those things to you. They have an inner authority, but our inner authority is about how we choose to deal with other people. So we can say, this thing you're doing, I think it's wrong and it's in some way impacting me, so I'm stepping back. That's
Mhm.
fine. But when we get into this thing of like telling people how to be in relationship or how to parent or how to, what it means to do anything that's not yours to do. It can be very provoking, and so when that provokes us, it's easy, also a good time to say, why does it matter? Why does it matter whether or not they approve of what I'm doing or agree with it? Um,
Yeah.
and I think sometimes we're looking for that reassurance, but at the same time, I was thinking about this as I'm listening to Ra talk about these highly individual gates of the 38 and 39. There's a certain amount of deafness in that.
Mhm.
And I have three channels, two of which are individual. I've got the 3955 and I have the 1/8. My husband has the almost the entire integrative integration channel. He's got the 20, the 10, and the 34, and then he's got some collective channels, but he doesn't have any tribal channels. My
Mhm.
daughter and I both have the 28, the 2644, which is the tribal channel from the spleen to the um, will center. But she also has one individual channel and one collective. But my husband and I are, well, I don't know. We're all a mix, but all got a lot of individual energy in us
Mhm.
and a lot of deafness. People don't want to be told how to be who they are, right? Individual energy is very mutative, and it can't mutate if it's being mutated always by the others. Whoops. Um, so there's a deafness to it.
Mhm.
So that's
Yeah.
really part of this whole figuring out the struggles. And I think that's really a good thing to do right now. Like this energy, this 39 energy, even though it's got the gift of dynamism, which is action oriented, there's a lot of discernment in here. Yeah, we can go into
The
our
next
little
one.
things. I
Yeah,
just
and
went
just want
full
to add,
into,
if anybody doesn't know what a gate of deafness is, this is really just about like you have your vision, you have your thing, and it's almost like you have this impenetrability about like not being influenced, not to be able to be swayed, to go, this is my thing. I am, what do I see here? Fire. I am going to start a fire walking service, and this is what I want to do. And this is my thing. And then other people might go, well, what if they burn their feet? What if da 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 da? What if da 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 da? And the deafness is to keep you on that thing, your individual thing that you're moving forward with, so that you stay on that path. So these are the gates of deafness. That's that 38, the 39, also that 43 as well.
yeah. And
Yeah.
there's
Oh,
other gates as well. We won't get
yeah.
into all of
Yeah.
that, but
All those. Yeah.
yeah. But
So,
pretty much the individual gates have
mhm.
some deafness to them.
Yes,
Um,
because they're here. It's that beautiful balance. There's nothing right or wrong with either, right? That we have the people that are doing their thing. We have the people that are listening. We have the people, individual, tribal, collective. It's all beautiful. Nothing's better or worse. It's a beautiful combination to have all of it together.
yeah,
So looking at the mandala, um, again, just really important to come back to, in the mandala, that the sun and the earth are always on opposite sides, wherever they are, that they are those mirrors of themselves. And again, coming back to when we're looking at the hexagrams, how they are the inverse, right? So gate 38, we have the fighter. It's also known as opposition, and that is, let's see if I can say it the correct way today. It's the fire over lake, and it is the progression of struggle to perseverance to honor. And this is gate 38 is in this quarter of mutation. So we have the four different quarters in the whole of the mandala, and the quarter of mutation is about transformation. It's also about this place of death, right? Where things are starting to die. And as we're closing this cycle and we're coming to, if you see here, this is the closing of the cycle. When we come to gate 41, that's the start of the new experiential way to go through right here. So we're in the closing energies right now and looking at gate 38, and it's asking the questions. I pulled out the workbook we did from last year, some of the questions that we asked. And, the theme of it, we said the reflective energy to look back to see if we found purpose in the previous cycle. And it represents the energy of struggle and knowing what's worth fighting for. What is that boulder that's worth pushing, right? Or am I pushing
Right.
boulders to push boulders?
Yeah,
And
in
then I'll
quantum human design, I just want to add that this gate is known as the visionary,
visionary, thank you.
which I
Yeah.
feel like that's really a beautiful way to look at the energy. Because
Yeah.
when we think of the fighter or the opposition, that can just feel like, nasty energy, right? If we don't
Yeah.
really unpack it. But it's
Yeah.
this visionary energy. This is the energy of the advocate in a lot
Hmm.
of ways. This is
Yeah.
somebody who, this is Greta Thunberg. I don't know what her design is, but this feels very much, or Thornburg, however you say her name, this young girl who is so um, passionate about saving the planet,
Hmm. Yeah.
that she's put her life at risk. I mean, people have threatened her. It's been, and
Mhm.
she's persevered because
Yeah.
she has enough, she has the vision to see that this is worth it for her.
Hmm.
So,
Yes, worth pushing that boulder. It's
yeah,
worth fighting for. And, that's why this time it's so beautiful, this closing the year to see, like, was I in the energy of fighting just to fight?
yeah.
Was I doing something just to do it, right?
Well, and
Um,
that is also, I'm going to interrupt for a minute because that's the thing that Ra says when you have a gate 38, especially a hanging gate 38, and not having that 28, you will just be like fighting to, because you don't know what's worth. So the key is, just because you have a hanging gate doesn't mean you're doomed to not know the other end. So that 28 energy, how can you really contemplate that energy and call it in a way that helps you to discern what's really worth fighting for you.
Yeah, did it align with your purpose? Is it correct for you? Looking at, am I fighting for this because it's important to other people? Is it actually important to me? Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. And then in our grounding energy right now, the gate 39, the provocation and obstruction. And do you know what it is for quantum?
Yeah, it's recalibration.
Recalibration. Okay. And this we have got water over mountain. And so that's provocation to dynamism to liberation. And this is in the quarter of civilization, and this is purpose fulfilled through the form. And with that gate 39, one of the keys I really love about 39 is that it's to provoke analysis, right? To provoke like a re-examining, to start to look at something. So there is that potential for that mutation and that realizing, if you have this energy, this beautiful compassion for yourself, where you're not for everyone, and it helps you almost to find like who are the people that are correct for you, right? Because that provocation is such a needed and beautiful. I know, Kathy, because you have the 39, like your provocation, the questions you ask me, I'm like, whew, that's a hard question, but God, it's good. And it gets down to the places and the things I need to look at. It's those moments where I'm like, hold on, I need to, I need to digest this, right? But with this energy, sometimes some people might become reactive to it or reject it or have some kind of a response to it, right? That's different. And so with that, um, just kind of knowing like who's correct for you in it as well, that if you're met with this different energy, that's okay. That's okay and it's correct for them and if it's correct for you, but maybe that interaction isn't, that isn't that person for you. And that gets to be okay
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. That's a really good point because sometimes we hold back and we are not our true selves because if we provoke, what if they leave?
Yeah.
Right? What if they decide, oh, they're not for us? Well, yeah. And that's my core wound.
Oh yeah.
The core
Oh
wound is the
God.
rejection, right? In Gene
Yeah.
Keys.
Yeah.
Um, but we're not for everyone. No one is. And when
Mm-mm.
we, it's my whole peach ice cream thing. If we keep putting our delicious peach ice cream in a container that looks like it's vanilla because we're afraid of the people who don't like peach ice cream, we don't, the people who love peach ice cream can't find us.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but one of the things Ross says about gate 39 is about how much it's about provoking and seeking pleasure.
Mhm.
And this gate 39 is pointing towards the solar plexus.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of food things in gate 39, a lot of pleasure related to food,
Mhm.
and it can be either extreme. And that's in this gate specifically, in the whole 3955 channel in general,
Yeah.
that, you've got a lot of your compulsive behaviors of various
Mhm.
types of eating, unhealthy eating patterns, maybe
Mhm.
numbing out through food. A lot of numbing out behaviors in general can live in this gate because there's such a deep melancholy in this channel. And
Yeah.
I have the whole channel, but I often wonder what it would feel like for some of these people who have it just the hanging 39, you know?
Yeah, the hanging 39. And so, yeah, like you were saying, the 39, having this right here hanging and not the 55 on the other side. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
something he does directly speak to is that, you don't have that release, that
Mhm.
emotional release for all of that pressure that's coming from that 39. And that's where you can go into that excess and, that numbing and the drinking or the eating or the whatever that thing
Shopping,
is.
or I always say that's
Yeah.
the shopping
Yeah.
channel for me.
The show.
Right? Like I
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
numb out,
Yeah.
especially now that we
Yeah.
have an online shopping thing. I will numb out just by like looking at like shoes or clothes or whatever and sticking them in my
Mhm.
cart and never even getting back to most of them, But
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a form of numbing out. But you have the 55
Mhm.
hanging, right? I thought so on
Mhm.
your undefined sacral. So right
My
now,
solar plexus, undefined
I
soul.
mean,
Yeah.
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry,
Oh, my
you
sacral's defined.
yeah. Yeah, and then so now with these transits with this 39 and then also having the
3740.
3740 defined right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot, right?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Much better that the 52's moved.
Yeah, really?
I I don't ever want to say it's the 52 or that energy. But I noticed the shift yesterday. Also a lot of beautiful conversations where for the 52, it's funny, I was listening to our transit talk from last time that we did it, and I mentioned feeling like I was in a squished marshmallow and that it felt kind of like gooey, like I couldn't move. In this iteration of that energy, so we just moved from the 52, which is stillness, the mountain. And for me, I don't normally have that activated in my chart, so it's not a consistent energy. I like to move. And this time it felt a little bit like I was stuck. It felt like I think I explained it to someone that it was like I felt like my finger was in like the electric socket and I couldn't get it out and was getting shocked. And I like it was this feeling of like almost being in a way trapped. So it was the energy that was there in that stillness of like pausing in it. So that didn't feel great for me. The energy now of the fighter feels amazing. This is on my personality side, my Neptune. I have a natural fight in me, and I definitely notice in when I was younger, I used to fight sometimes because I'm like, and make a stand on something, be like, this is wrong, this is right, before I got to a place where I could see the correctness in all of it. Um, and so this feels like this energy gets to move as well as that activation in the solar plexus. So all the emotions and all the things, and then having to sit in it felt really, really, really hard. I cried a lot the last few days. It was a lot of just like, how do I get through this? Okay. And so this shift now feels like, okay, what is the thing that's worth fighting for? What is the thing that's not? And then going into this energy with that 39 to the 55, that it's like, okay, this is provoking me. Where is this within myself? What am I shifting within myself? What am I letting go of? And look how this is going to get me to this place of so much more abundance, so much more happiness, all of these things. And so right now it feels very like fighter mode. It feels like, okay, let's go. Okay, I've got this. Versus before it felt a little bit like being in almost like trapped a bit. So yeah, I'm feeling much, much happier in this energy.
Yeah. So we're having a full moon this Saturday
Mhm. Yeah,
in this energy
that's the first full moon of 2026 then. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes.
in
Thank
line
you.
four.
Yep.
In the line of my daughter's design, Sun and Earth.
Yeah.
The 39 4, 39 3. I mean 39 4 and 38 4.
Yeah.
So the moon itself will be in gate 39. That's where the full moon is.
Hmm.
So it's this provocation energy. And the full moon is in um, the line of temperance,
Mm.
which is interesting. Careful evaluation and assessment before taking action.
Yeah.
It sounds very much okay. So, careful evaluation and assessment before taking action, before provoking. The nature of the gate is not about doing, it's about provoking. The moon exalted. The values of feelings and instincts in establishing the proper timing. Feelings have nothing to do with this stream. Instincts have nothing to do with this stream either. Timing has nothing to do with this stream. We have already looked at the abstract, the tribal, and the collective in that one sentence. Three keynotes in three different fields is a very complex energy. The values of feelings and instincts in establishing the proper timing. This means when to provoke. Understanding the beauty of this line. This line is the first time that we can go across the channel. It has the recognition that there is something else on the other side of the channel. The moment that it recognizes the forces on the other side, it says, oh, there's a big emotional motor over there. Because remember, we're on the 39 now. And it's going up and down in a wave. If I don't choose the right time, I will never get the right spirit.
Mm, mm, mm. And you know what? I feel and see the gift in that too, because,
Mhm.
that root center, it does, it has that pulse of like, but it's when is the right time, right?
Yeah,
That timing piece is so important. And I
yeah,
feel like if I had responded a couple days ago, it wouldn't have been in the right energy, especially with all the emotions there and present. It's coming back to that stillness, as uncomfortable as it can be, and coming back and sitting with it and finding yourself. And then, with that 39, provoking not just to provoke, right?
yeah.
It's not just purely out of like, I'm poking you just to get a rise out of you.
Poking the bear.
Poking the Don't poke the bear, because then you know what, the bear is going to come back, and then it's like, yeah. So I can see the beauty in it. And the other thing that's been really interesting for me in this closing out energy too is this place of recognizing, in this provocation, that I was so scared of provoking people and how they would feel about something when I didn't feel okay with something. Because how would I then defend it? How would I be okay to talk about it? All of these different aspects. And so, what I'm speaking to specifically is that, this year I sent out the first Christmas card that was just the girls and I. And so, for me before, that was such a big thing. It was like, oh my gosh, if I send it out, what are people going to say? What are people going to think? And it was all about the other people when in reality, it was me.
You
It was
mean, for those
completely.
who don't know, your first Christmas card since you and your husband separated.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
yes,
that they'd
yes.
understand that he was not a
Oh,
part of the
gotcha.
card, right?
Yes, 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 exactly. Sorry. Thank you for clarifying. And so for me, it was this place of, doing this felt because I hadn't come to the place where I was like, this is beautiful. Our lives are beautiful. I'm experiencing, what they're experiencing, and coming to this place of acceptance and really, truly loving where we are.
Yeah.
And someone wrote the most beautiful thing to me. They're like, I got your card. It was wonderful. That was so brave of you. And in the moment when I read it, it was like, but it wasn't brave now, Now it feels good in me. And it's like, yeah, of course we are. And if someone goes, oh, it's just you and your girls, and that word just can be very triggering, right? Now, for me, it feels like, yeah, yeah, it is. It is us. And we're doing this. And when I say we, it feels good for the three of us because that's something within myself. And so noticing before that fear of other people, what they would think was really what was in me because I was thinking it. And now I can hold the energy and I can hold that capacity of people to be uncomfortable with it because I'm now really comfortable with it. But it was so interesting to see that it's at that place where it's like, oh yeah, of course we are. Now it feels like, of course, as I've done it, but stepping into it can feel really hard. So anybody who's going through any kind of a transition right now, just sending so much love to you, but also, this beautiful energy as you start to shift inside and you start to become okay with it. Other people do too, and if they're not, that's okay. That's within themselves, whatever that thing is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about how um, it's easy on the other side to not realize how hard that is.
Oh yeah.
And I can think of a time where I felt very provoked by someone not telling me that they had ended their marriage. And
Mhm.
like I didn't even know when they were already divorced. And I've talked to you about this.
Yeah.
And that felt very personal. But, it's easy to not think about how on the other side it felt like, oh, I don't know how to say this to people.
Yeah. How do you deal with it? How do you face, and that also comes to identity. What is the identity you've created? Is this part of your identity and letting that go? And this year especially, the year of the snake, we're shedding the skin. We're shedding. There's so much shedding that's gone on this year,
And I
right?
wanted to say that's still continuing. So we have so many times that we think that, okay, tonight is New Year's Eve. So the year nine ends tonight. Tomorrow it's a year one, okay? But we're still in the year of the snake until like February 17th or something like that, when the Lunar New Year changes and we go from the year of the wood snake, which is shedding skin. Wood is about growth.
Mhm.
So it's about what are you outgrowing? You have to shed your skin so that you can continue to grow.
Yeah.
And we're still in that energy before February 17th when we enter this year of the fire horse.
Mhm.
So we're still these things have so much overlap. And then like last year, you and I really connected. We first connected, we met at the conference in Santa Fe, and then we did the podcast where you were a guest. And then you invited me to do this thing we did. What did we call that? What did you call that?
Human design workshop.
Okay.
I've got it here.
Um,
Here, Human Design New Year Workbook.
okay.
I guess it's workshop for the word. I don't know.
But it was basically we did
Yeah.
a thing over where we went through the transits that happened be starting with this one up
Mhm.
until the Human Design New Year. And it
Yeah.
was kind of closing out the cycle, right? Closing out the year. And we went through that in a beautiful way that we enjoyed so much that we decided we wanted to do this every week.
Mhm.
And so we've been doing this and we've done it in various ways. We've added things and taken things away. And I, once again, had trouble with the YouTube thing that I thought I'd figured out last week. And every week this seems to be happening. And I'm like, what is the universe trying to tell me about these transit talks? I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know what the future of them is for the new year. I know I enjoy them. Um, I know that there's something that needs to change for it to not be so frustrating. Like,
Yeah.
I thought I had figured out all the things I needed to set up in order to get the live stream to go into the event that I had created in YouTube. Because I
Mhm.
did it last week and I got it to work, but I accidentally started it when I was testing it and then couldn't use it last week. So then I was like, I'll just do the same thing this week and then I'll
Yeah.
go to start it. And when I
Yeah.
went to start it, as you know, it didn't work. And so we are back to square one again with a
Yeah.
different event, which is all fine, other than, I keep thinking I'm going to find these simple ways to set things up. So, but we did this whole thing last year with closing out the cycle, and that's what started all this. So I think it's been really a beautiful thing to go through this year with you, and you have been
Mhm.
one of the biggest blessings in my life this last year.
Love you.
You are one of the things that has not felt like a boulder to push up the hill. So I
Mm.
have felt like many times you were right there pushing that boulder with me in a way that I am very, very grateful for. And as we move into this number 1 year, I really know that in some way, shape, or form, you will be part of the foundation of whatever it is that I'm building and creating. I don't know on what level or what, but you'll be there in some way, shape, or form if I have anything to say about it. Don't provoke me by not being. I'm just kidding. So,
Oh, I love you.
I love you too. Do we want to share the, I think we already shared the regular transit one, right?
Mhm.
But
Yep.
yeah.
Uh,
So, okay.
let me see. I want to look through these questions and see.
Okay, let's stop sharing this for a minute though, because
Oh,
the,
I've been forever sharing. You know what? The thing is,
yeah,
it's on the other screen, and so
that's,
I
I
forget
realize
about
that
it.
too. It does it for me, right? Because I realized, so I got a monitor for Christmas. So now instead of just doing this on my MacBook, I have the same thing. So I can realize, because usually I'm really quick, like stop sharing because I can't see you very well. But
Yeah.
Zoom does this thing when you have a separate monitor where we have the two of us. And then
Mhm.
over on my monitor, I've got the screen share. But for
Yeah.
those of you who are watching on YouTube, you just saw all of that with just our little faces in the corner. So sorry about that. Now you got our big faces again.
Oh, it's so
So,
funny. It's
so
perfect.
yeah, let's go through any of the questions you have just for this transit. That would be, I think, good.
Yeah. Let's see. So the keynotes there were the pressure to find personal meaning and purpose in life's challenges. And I really love that because it's not saying get to a place where there are no life's challenges, right? It's going, okay, there's challenges, but to find that personal meaning and that purpose. Um, offers to drive to stand up for what matters. Oh, offers the drive to stand up for what matters, even when misunderstood by others.
Hmm.
Yep. Even when nobody else understands, they're like, why? This is not the traditional route. This is not, the way they see it. So even when you're misunderstood by others,
Yeah.
to keep on that path, that's such a big one. Encourages perseverance through adversity to align with a higher purpose. Challenges us to distinguish between meaningful struggles and unnecessary battles, not fighting just to fight. So
You
the
know,
questions. Mhm.
good. I was going to say something that's adding to this too that we haven't touched on is we also have Mercury in gate 10, the behavior of self, and we
Mm-hmm.
have Mars also in gate 38. So Mars is an aggressive energy. So there's a lot of energy around that self-regulation. Are you fighting just to fight? Um,
Yep.
and meanwhile, we have Venus in gate 58, and tomorrow it moves into gate one.
So we've got Venus, so that's 58, the joyous
Yeah,
right there. And that's going to move, you said, to gate one over here on the G. Yeah, we've got quite a lot in the root right now.
that doesn't feel right. How can it move from? I don't think that that's right on the Venus. That's a mistake on my part. You've got gate 58 there.
Well,
Um,
then I've got the mandala right here. I can look and
And it
see.
doesn't move into gate one. It's moving in, it moved in,
So
moves into
58,
gate, it moves into gate 38.
38. Yeah, I was gonna say that's 38.
I think it was supposed to, somehow I looked at the line one and put in gate one, but it moves into gate 38. I need to change that on my transit report. So we're going to
Mhm.
have, when it moves into gate 38, we have, Merc, wow, we have the sun, Mars, and gate, and so the sun, Venus, and Mars all in gate 38 at the same time, starting tomorrow.
Modify. Oh, so this is like yeah, really noticing. Oof.
And then, let's see, that full moon energy on the 4th. Okay, we've moved into gate 54 on Mars by that point, thank goodness. I don't know if we can handle all that provoking, right?
So much.
Wait, maybe not. Wait, hang on. I'm so confused. Here, wait. I'm trying to do this on my little phone thing that is the moon.
So yeah, January 4th, it says, yeah, we've got 38, 38. And shout out here to Neutrino Design app. That's
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm checking out
yeah.
right now.
Yeah, if you don't have the Neutrino Design app, man, I'll tell you the ephemeris and the transit stuff in there. I mean, everything about it is really fantastic. But
It's oh yeah, you're not gonna hold on. Let me get rid of my back. Stop share. Let me get rid of my background. None. So right here, you can actually, whenever I have a screenshot that I share in there, that is from this app. So you can,
right.
it might be, oh wait, is it this, it's this camera. There it is. And it shows you just the transits. And then it can also show you, there's a different setting where you can look at with your chart and the transits as well, which is so, so helpful to see what's going on, all
Yeah.
those connections for you specifically. And then, as I have the paid version. I'm not sure about the free version, but they go into all your different
The paid
stats.
version is so cheap. It's like $39 a year or something. And
Yeah,
it's
it's worth
crazy.
it. Yes. Neutrino design, if you don't have one, we love it. Definitely recommend it
Yeah, absolutely. Um,
to track these things.
yeah, and it
So,
has a full ephemeris in here too. I was trying to get to the one with the full moon chart because the full moon is on, okay. Oh, actually, I wrote that it's the third, but the full moon actually changes on January 2nd at 11:23 p.m.
hmm,
Um, and when it is, no, that's when the moon changes, that's why. The moon goes into 39, but it will be 39.4 for the full moon in the morning of the whatever, the morning of the third at like 5 something a.m. or something like that.
yeah.
Um, but we will have, when we do have the full moon, I believe we do still have the gate 38s in both the Venus and the Mars. So I'll have to find that exact chart when I
Mm.
focus more to pull it up. But
Yeah.
and so really be aware, this is a really good time to reflect on what boulders you're going to let roll down the hill and stop pushing them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because even though there's, it's in 39, a lot of this energy is about struggle at the same time. So,
Mm-hmm. And I love this question. Which battles are truly worth my time and energy? And
right?
how can I distinguish meaningful challenges from unnecessary ones, right? Valuing your energy, valuing your time. Where are you putting your time? Where are you putting your energy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And then that other point of, am I standing up for causes that feel authentic to me, right? Or
Yeah,
am I fighting just to meet external expectations? And then how do I align my efforts with opportunities that reflect my core values?
yeah.
Mm, yeah, love it.
All right. Well, I think that wraps it up. And we're going to say goodbye to 2025. And I know you mentioned that your word of the year is no. And I feel like I'm ready to commit to the fact that my word, I've really sat with this because I realize how profound the last couple of years, I've done words for several years, but the
Mhm.
last 2 years, my words have really been like transformative. My year 2024 word was trust, and that's turned into the radical self-trust that really just shapes everything that I do in life. And then this last year, it was simplify in 2025,
Mhm.
which really helped me to know which rocks are worth pushing up the hill, right? Um, and what to let go of in a way that I feel like I did before I really even understood the energy of the year 9 and the um, the year of the wood snake and all that stuff. But now I really looked at what the energy for 2026. That's the year that Richard Rudd refers to, the year of closing the door. It's the last year before the 2027 shift, right? And it's the year one, so foundation, starting something new.
Mhm.
It's this, but building a foundation is hard. For me, it's a number 7 year in numerology. Um, and last year was a 6 year, so a lot about family for me last year. Um, and you can calculate what your tarot card is for the year. Should I tell you what my tarot card is for
No, what
2026?
is it?
It's the freaking Tower card. I'm like, oh, great, right? So, and it's fire horse energy
Yeah,
in Lunar New Year. So that's really fast paced and
moving.
intense and lots of movement. So my year or my word for 2026 is nourish.
Yes.
I have trusted, I have simplified, and now I will nourish. I will nourish myself, my body, my soul,
Mm,
my relationships,
mm,
my business, my clients,
mhm.
and I will do it in a way where I'm putting on my own oxygen mask first. And I'm remembering that I am here in this human body and I'm going to nourish that body. So part of it for me is about, really looking at where I've maybe not been taking great care of myself. So
Mhm.
that's part of it, but it's only a small sliver of it. I gotta
Mhm.
have enough strength to survive jumping off that tower, right? When it's on fire from that fire horse running through. So, I need to know know that I'm gonna be able to handle the landing. So
Get some like ropes and vines so I can climb up and visit you.
you're not gonna climb up because I'm jumping off. What are you talking
You're
about?
coming off, you're coming down.
Yeah, you're gonna catch me. No.
I will catch you. Listen, you know that marshmallow I felt? I will find that marshmallow.
Okay. But you can say no, remember?
No, that's not a no. And that's the most beautiful thing about the no is that you then get to say yes to
Yes,
the things that are so important and to those people, to your core people that are so important. So,
right.
yeah.
Okay, so for everybody, I would just like to say Happy New Year,
Yes.
everybody.
Yeah.
And
Happy Gregorian
you're,
New Year. Did I tell you what
yeah,
I'm doing tonight?
no, tell me.
I'm going to a Jonas Brothers concert with a friend.
Oh, okay.
Starting a new year in a new way.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
Woohoo. I keep trying to remember, how do you do the fireworks? I can't remember. This is lasers, right? Isn't that like, oh, it's not going to show any of it because I've got my
You got the
backdrop
background.
on, so I got to turn my backdrop up. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Peace out, everybody.
Bye.
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 Let me stop this.